And so it begins. And so it begins. Um, PSG apparently are close to agreeing personal terms with Labille, and we hear the number is 50. It's 50 for those not well versed in the Ebonic language. That's 50. 50 million is the price. And people may say, whoa, whoa, wait a minute. 50 mil for Labille, Paul Pogba, a guy who scored the goal of the tournament, and the guy who is superb, World Cup winner, World Cup final goal scorer as well. His contract runs out next summer, which is what makes this summer so interesting because so many people's contracts run out next year. And unlike PSG, who are maybe happy to lose Mbappe for free because they have freaking Fort Knox, Man United, especially the Glazers, are there is no chance in hell we are losing an asset like Paul Pogba. Because let's just keep it real, all these football players are assets to these owners. There's no chance in hell we are losing an asset like Paul Pogba for nothing. So especially with how the Glazers roll, they will want to sell someone as highly touted as Pogba for something. And the issue is, they're not in a position to put 70, 80, 90 mil on him. Because if he doesn't sign a new contract and they don't sell this summer, he's going to go for a free. And of course, ideally, you want to sell him for 100, 120, 140. But selling him for 50 is far better than allowing him to go for nothing. So, and I think, because, before I did this, I wanted just to look at what guys were saying and reading the room and so forth. Because I'm sure well, there's one United fan, not several. There's one United fan who says, "Oh no, Pogba is never leaving. He's staying. He's going to sign a new contract. He's going to remain here and so forth." I was like, cool. But a lot of the United fans I've been seeing on Twitter and so forth have said, no one is bigger than the club. A player cannot hold a club to ransom. And it does not make any sense to allow someone like a Paul Pogba to go for a free. And here's the thing, and this is a saying that I always keep on repeating, and this is a football adage and a footballing truth. If a player, doesn't matter who he is, even if he's your biggest superstar, if a player says he wants to leave and has no intention of staying with the team, he has to be sold. Because you are doing the manager and the team and the dressing room a disservice by keeping him and forcing him there. So I think it is in the best interests of Man United that if Pogba, and that's the key thing because Pogba was going to make it clear. When he had a chance to move, he didn't make it clear because he was trying to be loyal and so forth. But if Pogba really makes it clear and says, you know what, boom, I want to leave, 100% that move has to be financed. The streets want this. The streets want this and the streets need this because I think a Pogba to PSG is a seismic shift. PSG have made a lot of big moves, Donnarumma, Hakimi, Ramos, and so forth. But you put Pogba in this team with Neymar and potentially Mbappe as well, a good friend of his, PSG are looking very different. and for argument's sake, let's say they do the Cristiano Icardi swap. Where United are concerned, they can live without him. Because let's keep it real. How vital or how important has Pogba been to Man United? Let's be real. So my thing is, with that 50 mil, because I'm hearing Camavinga, obviously they're now securing Varane and so forth, I think perhaps United can create a better team and a better unit with a better chemistry and synergy that can work together. Now, obviously, you're losing one of the great moments players in football to today. There are very few players that can produce a moment of magic out of nothing the way that Pogba can. That is his greatest strength. And that is something that you should always have, specifically when you're in big games. But I just think that, I go back to what I just said before. If a player clearly states, which is not what he said before, if he clearly states, I want to leave, I have no intention of staying, then let him go free. Let him spread thy wings. Let him go forth and do what he wants to freaking do. So that's where I stand, man. That's where I stand with this man. Let Pogba go free. Let him do his thing. And I mean, but we'll see what happens because I had misgivings, so we just have to wait and see because PSG have not yet made a concrete contact with United. These are just reports of 50 mil, close to agreeing terms, but it seems that the wheels are in motion. The wheels are in motion, And we're gonna stay very close to this story because I want a big transfer this summer. I think the streets need a big transfer this summer. I think Pogba going to PSG would be massive, huge. Like that vid, subscribe, one love.